get the side panel off. Very sturdily built. I think this side panel is steel, so there's quite a bit of weight to it, but don't go thinking that steel's necessarily a bad thing, because it does feel very sturdy and not flimsy like it would be if it was thin aluminium. Now inside we have, flipping heck, this thing is enormous. Now this is quite interesting, because on the case it's got a cutout for the CPU socket, but it's only a small one with a panel flap on the back. Now this, as you can see, it's absolutely enormous. There's so much room behind this, so you if you use a different motherboard, say AMD for example, or some of the Gigabyte boards, the socket is slightly further over than some of the other brands. So by having this enormous cutout here, you've pretty much, they've got it covered. So it doesn't matter what motherboard you're using, what sort of socket, you're going to have enough room here to still be able to get access to the back of the board. Now this is brilliant. For a manufacturer to be doing this is excellent. So even since they've shown this at the I think it was CeBIT it was first released at, so even since then they've been working on it and redesigning it, and I think that is a very, very clever move. Now inside the box we've got some, I'm not sure whether these are 5 1/4 inch mounts or 3.5 inch mounts, but we've got some mounts there anyway. This is pretty good as well. We've got SATA adapters and power extensions. Got a batch of screws and zip ties, but this is something else I'm incredibly impressed with. Rather than with most manufacturers, they send you just silver screws and they bung it all in. All of these screws are all black to match with the case, to go with that stealthy look. And there we've got a rubber fan mount, like a damper. Just take the back door of the case off. In the back you can see there's lots and lots of cable routing holes, so for pretty much any system you're going to be able to, you'll have enough room to be able to hide all your cables. Now these two here will be from your power supply, depending on what size your power supply is. So if you've got a short power supply you can use that one. If you've got like the HX 1000 watt you can use this one here. But something I'll show you, if I take the camera off, there is lots of room behind here, as you can see, but have a look there. It's a vented panel at the back, and if I get the ruler out, there's, wait for the camera to adjust, there's a good 25mm of room there, almost 30mm of room behind the motherboard tray. Now the reason why there's these grooves here is because that is meant for the vents from the hard drives. The air blows through from the other side of the hard drives, and then it's meant to be exhausted out the back. Now, I'll show you this rail quick. There's the release mechanism. Everything, I can't believe how solid everything feels on this case. It's just, it's very, very well put together. Now, I said about this plate before, has got bigger from the original photos, which it has, but we've still got a cover, which is pretty good. Now, I probably wouldn't use this. I'd just leave it open, but it's a nice novel idea. But again, like I said, the size of this cutout is amazing for a manufacturer to be doing. I'd expect to see a lot of other manufacturers copying this and having their cutouts much bigger, so watch out for your Cooler Masters and your Land Lees to be going this oversized. And more than likely, I mean, I do this on a mod job as well. I definitely mod my backplate this much bigger, so do you know what I mean? Good on Corsair for that one. Let's have a look at this hot swap bay at the front. Right, there we go, we can see the hot swap bays there, there's 4. There we go, very, very simple. Now, you're getting to see this as I'm seeing this, because I've not looked at this case yet either. Now, if you look at the back, you can see the SATA port, power, and the data. So all you do is you mount your hard drive in the cage, slide it in, just like a normal hot swap, really, like you would on a server. Slide it in, and then click it into place to lock it. That's great. And you've got 4 there, easily accessible from the front, with a tidy door on it as well. So, to clarify, on the front of the case you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5.25 inch optical drive bays. You've got the I/O panel at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 USBs, and you've got a firewire slot, headphone and microphone, and then power and reset. There's a button there, I'm not sure what that's for yet, I'll have to look at the instructions. As I keep saying, you're getting to see this is often, no, I apologise, that's power, that's reset, and that's an activity light. So there you go, you're getting to learn all these things with me as I do.